we're going to go to a video of Andrea showing us how she picked her dress for the red carpet tonight.
Hi, I'm Andrea Laventhal, Style and Beauty Director at People, and I'm here at the Whitby Hotel in New York. This is a real-life fashion fantasy. Net-a-Porter has turned this room into a red carpet style suite because I'm going to the Oscars and I need to find a dress. So I called in an expert. Elizabeth Vondergolt. She is the global buying director at Net-a-Porter. She knows everything there is about evening wear, and she's going to help me pick the perfect dress. Elizabeth, talk to me about all of this.
I think it depends on what kind of look you're trying to go for. I think there's sort of three categories I always think of. So there's big drama. Like, do you want everyone to look at you when you enter the room?
Yes. Always.
Right. Or there is the simple chic. I know that I look beautiful, my skin is glowing, and I'm fabulous, so I can wear something super simple like a suit or a jumpsuit, something very plain. Or there's someone who just loves high shine, sequins, feathers, that sort of thing.
Check, check, check. I like all of those things. Tell me some of the stuff you're seeing in formal wear that you're loving right now. I don't know, I want something really special, something that feels current but not too trendy. So what are you loving?
For the sort of more sort of simple chic category, I love this Brandon Maxwell jumpsuit. I just think it's so chic. It's gonna show off your skin, it's gonna show off your face. If you wanna go shiny but simple, here's this Naeem Khan jumpsuit.
Hey, look at that.
Which I think here you're getting a little bit of both.
Is it weird that that looks comfortable?
Well, this is, I always say, like, it's like a hostess, you know? Like, welcome to my house.
Welcome to my house, which I wish this was my house.
So I think like this is super, I don't know, it's really comfortable, it's easy, it's still glamorous.
So is something like this considered trendy? I want to be able to wear it again, but in this age of Instagram where everyone posts a picture, I don't want it to be so recognizable. So how do you avoid buying something that's trendy versus something that's maybe on trend?
When you look at something like this, like you can't necessarily say like you can't wear this to several events. And I think that it's not about trend, it's just a really chic, simple black and white jumpsuit.
Okay, well, Elizabeth, there's only one thing left to do. Try them on. Sarah Ball, our market editor from People, is also here because I requested a full style squad to make this decision. All right, guys, are we ready?
So excited. Wow, that is incredible.
I'd like to thank the Academy and most of all, Oscar de la Renta for making this happen.
Gorgeous. I think white now is a staple color to wear to evening events. It's just chic and simple.
All right, all I need is the diamonds, and I'm good to go in this one. It's a very bright color, and it's a very sexy silhouette. Do we think it's too much or just enough?
It's just enough.
Okay, you're just gonna have to tune in to the live show to see which dress I choose, or if I somehow manage to wear all three of them.
All right, now we are back with Andrea. How did you finally pick the dress? And this is what you're wearing, and it's great. That's a great color.
4. Thank you. I tried on 3, and I was like, I want number 4. It's by Galvan. Net-a-Porter has too many options. I was like changing up until the last minute. It made me feel like a real celebrity.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
It looks great.
Thank you. I'm actually really comfortable.
Oh, that's good.
Nice.
You're not cold? I worry about you being cold.
I will suffer for fashion.
Okay, it's a little chilly in the Oscars tonight.
Yeah.
All right. What are you expecting to see on the carpet tonight? What kind of trends?
So what's so interesting about this red carpet season is just all of the different ways people have expressed themselves through fashion. We've seen the traditional fun things, capes and feathers and sequins, but we also have seen stars wearing all black to support a cause. So it's going to be an interesting night. We'll see. We'll see a lot of glam, but we might see some serious statements as well.
I think we'll see statements, but I feel like after the Globes, where everybody wore black, people really turned it up a notch after that. It has been a really interesting season. Who has really dazzled you on the red carpet this season?
Allison Janney, and I'll tell you why. She's not a traditional fashion person. She's not known for taking over-the-top risks, but carpet after carpet, she has looked absolutely stunning, and she's so statuesque, and that performance she gave in I, Tonya, the whole combination, I love her.
And now the Time's Up movement has really sensitized people to the fact that something was a little off in the way sometimes red carpets were covered, the way we talked about them, even the way the stars approached them, where it became less about the work which is what people are here to celebrate.
Yep.
And it became more about the competition among women and pitting women against each other. So how has that impacted, A, the way the media approaches events like this, and also how stars dress for the red carpet?
So it's so interesting because I think what we're all seeing is that fashion can really speak louder than words. And stars are becoming more aware of the message they're sending through their style choices on the red carpet. They can really make a statement, and that's powerful. It's not a one-dimensional conversation anymore. It's not just who are you wearing, it's why are you wearing it. Tell me more about it.
And it's also given way, sort of ironically, to being conscious of celebrating the art of fashion.
Yes, it's
and
a
not, yeah.
celebration. Everyone still wants to look glamorous and feel good, but we don't want to abandon, all of that. So it's interesting. It's a really interesting season.
All right. Well, I can't wait to see what's happening tonight, and you'll be back to fill us in on the best looks and trends of the red carpet. Right now, I'm going to throw it over to JD and Lola because last year, as you know, there was a real fiasco with the Best Picture Oscar envelopes when Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway came out and had the wrong envelope, announced La La Land, but it was really Moonlight. So I want to go to them and see how is the Oscars going to address that this year, JD and Lola, and what else can we expect to see at tonight's ceremony?
Well, it's going to be very interesting, Jess, because as you know, it's the 90th birthday of the Oscars, so it would have been a special night anyway if we hadn't had that little trauma last year. We are expecting that Warren and Faye are going to be back. It looks like, we think, that they are going to present the big award that they presented last year, but we'll see. Spoiler alert, a little bit of a spoiler alert. They're all cheering for Lola, the incandescent Lola in her red carpet red. Lola, are you going to be excited to see how they pull this off?
I am excited to see how they pull this off. I think they deserve a do-over. Everyone was blaming them for the mishap. It totally was not their fault. They did what they were told to do. Open the envelope, read a name. It was the wrong name. It's not their fault. So Warren Beatty, Faye Dunaway, I'm rooting for you. You're going to get it right this year, and we're going to know who won. Now the question is, who's going to win big tonight? That is the question.
Absolutely. And we do know that the accountants will be on hand. Expect them to come in for a little ribbing this year, given what happened last year.
Yeah, I think Jimmy Kimmel's going to have a good
Yeah.
time roasting the accountants this year. But I also think the accountants are not going to be tweeting. They're not going to be taking pictures. There's no social media for the accountants this year because apparently that's what got them into trouble last year. So expect them to be in a corner by themselves with nothing to do but hand over an envelope.
No backstage selfies. No backstage selfies. But I will say, when we asked Jimmy Kimmel about it, he said, they had their big joke last year, so he wasn't expecting to do a lot of big jokes about them. But there will be. And there will also, I should say, Jess, there'll be a lot of stars from past Oscar-winning movies, legends of the stage and screen, who will be here. Rita Moreno wearing a dress that's 56 years old, the dress she wore when she won a Best Supporting Actress award for West Side Story. She's wearing the same dress.
Bow down to her that she can still fit into
Fits
it.
like a glove.
Bow down.
Unbelievable.
She's a legend. Bow down. She was actually on my show Couch Surfing the other day. She was extraordinary, and she's really looking forward to this evening. That woman's got fire, and she's ready to have a good time tonight. So, yes, she is one to watch on the red carpet.
She's going to be hanging out with
red
Jennifer
hot.
Lawrence and Jodie Foster, everybody. It's going to be huge.
It's going to be huge.
All right, gang,
Yes.
we cannot wait.
on up
And
there?
you can bet that Jimmy Kimmel is not going to let them off the hook. He is not going to let them off the hook. Okay, we were talking about just now, the big reveal for what's going to win Best Picture. So I'm back here with Entertainment Weekly's Sarah McCormerson, and we are going to start going through the big categories, and we're going to tell you who's going to win. Now, Sarah, let's start with Best Supporting Actress. You've got Mary J. Blige.
She's not only nominated in this category, she also is nominated for Best Song, same movie.
Yeah, both for Mudbound, and
Yeah.
it's the first time anybody's been nominated the same year for song and acting.
It's Mary J. Blige.
And of course, it's Mary J. Blige.
yeah.
Allison Janney, your favorite.
Everybody's favorite. I mean, really? Right?
I know.
mean, West Wing, Mom,
All of that. She's never, first Oscar nomination, never won, but she's got a truckload of Emmys.
And she's been winning everything leading up to the Oscars.
Yeah. And also, it's not surprising because she is literally probably the most popular person in town. Everybody loves her.
Everybody loves her, and I think everybody is really rooting for her.
And next we've got Leslie Manville from
Yes.
Phantom Thread.
Who was married to a former, another nominee, Gary Oldman. I just learned this. My new favorite
I
fact.
know.
Yeah.
That's an interesting couple, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's an arty couple.
Yeah.
Very, very arty. By the way, Phantom Thread really surprised everybody when it racked up a whole bunch of nominations. It had not really been much of a presence in the, all the other, awards leading up to the Oscars. And then, multiple nominations tonight.
I'm with them. I'm with the people who voted for it because I really love that movie.
Laurie Metcalf in Lady Bird, another kind of a front runner in this category.
Absolutely. I think if there's anyone who could take it away from Allison Janney, it would be Laurie Metcalf.
And then the only one, I believe, in this category who has been nominated for an Oscar before, and that's Octavia Spencer for Shape of Water.
Another beloved actress.
Ah,
I know.
everybody loves her.
I know.
They do. I love Octavia Spencer. She's the nicest. She ties with Viola Davis for the most nominated African-American actress this year with 3 nominations. But I think that even Octavia Spencer is rooting for Allison Janney because they're best friends.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
I really like that.
It's super nice.
Yeah.
So who do you think is actually going to win this category?
I do think Allison Janney is going to get it. I think not only is she going to get it, she's going to get up there, she's going to look amazing, and she's going to give a very good speech. I predict she will give the best speech of the night.
I know. I'm excited about Allison Janney. I know. I think she's going to win too. All right. Best Supporting Actress, Allison Janney. Mark it down. Supporting Actor.
Oof.
All right.
Yes.
We're going to start with Willem Dafoe from The Florida Project, a little movie that should have gotten a lot more love at the Oscars, I think.
I'm surprised that it didn't. That movie was amazing. But he is the standout from that film. He is incredible.
Oh, that little girl though was also great. I
Brooklyn
know,
Prince.
I know.
She's the
Anyway,
best.
I'm rooting for Willem on behalf of that movie. I just thought it was great.
Too. Yeah.
The next is for supporting actor Woody Harrelson for 3 Billboards.
Another beloved character actor. He's so good in that movie. He's one of 2 people from that movie nominated in this category, the other being Sam Rockwell.
Right. And this is, a lot of people don't know, because you think of Woody Harrelson as, the guy from Cheers and stuff, but this is his 3rd Oscar nomination.
That's right. He got one for The Messenger.
Yeah. And The People versus Larry Flynn.
Right.
Yeah. He's a great actor.
He really is, and he's so good in this movie. He made me cry the most when I watched
Did he
the movie.
really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin anything, but yeah, it's a tearjerker. Okay, and we love him. His 2nd nomination, a strong contender in the supporting actor race, and that's Richard Jenkins for The Shape of Water.
I love Richard. Everyone loves Richard Jenkins. That's the thing.
Love Richard Jenkins.
He's like the Allison Janney of Richard Jenkins.
He's the what?
know.
He's the Allison Janney of Richard Jenkins. Okay, one of the most, let's just spend a little moment on this next nominee in this category, and that is Christopher Plummer.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's Captain Von Trapp to begin with.
First of all, Captain Von Trapp, right.
He already has the record for being the oldest actor winner, which he got from Beginners in 2013.
When he was 82, I believe.
Spring Chicken.
And now, at the age of 88, he becomes the oldest acting nominee ever.
That's right, taking it away from Gloria Stewart from Titanic.
Oh, from Titanic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so this is a very interesting journey for him because Kevin Spacey was supposed to play J. Paul Getty in that movie, All the Money in the World. And then Kevin Spacey became embroiled in a scandal.
Yes.
They decided to take him out of the movie, reshoot the movie. They put Christopher Plummer in the role. And when I saw the film, I was so shocked to see that he's in the entire film. They basically had to reshoot the entire movie.
They really did. And what's amazing is Ridley Scott just acted so quickly. He was like, that's it, I'm taking him out. Got Christopher Plummer on board, and then they spent 9 days between London and Rome just getting it all done. I was there for the parts in London.
Yeah, what was that like?
They were all so happy. It was like Ridley Scott is 80 years old. It's the happiest I've ever seen him.
I would have thought they would be, because first of all, that's a lot to shoot in 9 days.
Yeah.
It was costing a lot of money. I'm surprised they weren't incredibly tense.
I was expecting so much tension, and instead it was like Ridley Scott and Christopher Plummer having the time of their lives.
Was Christopher Plummer nice?
Yeah, of course he was.
Love Christopher Plummer. All right. Okay. The last nominee in this category, Sam Rockwell for 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. First nomination, beloved, great actor. So nice to see him getting this recognition.
I really think that not only does he deserve to win this award, but again, much like Allison Janney in supporting actress, this is someone everybody roots for completely because he's been acting and doing such a good job for such a long time.
Also, his next movie, he plays George W. Bush.
No.
He does, in a movie called Backseat, this Adam McKay movie.
And that's where Christian Bale is going to be Dick Cheney.
I know. So I'm excited about Backseat, but I'm very excited about Sam Rockwell and Three Billboards Tonight. Who is going to win Best Supporting Actor?
I think it's Sam Rockwell all the way. I really do.
It does.
And I want it to be Sam Rockwell.
Seems like his night.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Best Actress?
Woo. I think, who are we thinking? I think it'd be hard to imagine it not being Frances McDormand.
I know, because she's won everything. But let's run through the. It's a really interesting. It's a really interesting group of nominees. Sally Hawkins for The Shape of Water.
She's incredible. She doesn't even speak.
No.
That's how good she is in this movie.
She was incredible. And I thought when she got nominated, I thought, oh, wow, she's the first actor that's been nominated who you don't hear speak on film. But, of course, I was terribly wrong.
You forgot about the piano.
I forgot about Holly Hunter in The Piano.
That's right.
I forgot about Patty Duke in The Miracle Worker.
And Marlee Matlin in Children of a Lesser God.
Children of a Lesser God. And it doesn't, all of them had, you generally don't, I don't want people, tweeting me mean things because you do hear like Patty Duke say water. But for the most part,
yes.
There are a few incredible actors in the history of the Academy who've been nominated for roles where they generally don't speak. The funny thing that The Shape of Water was the highest rated movie on Rotten Tomatoes. Is that right, or was that Lady Bird?
Lady Bird. I think Lady Bird and Get Out both were like at 199% for a while.
Okay, but I think they both got bumped by Paddington 2.
That is
all I know. I just had
true.
Paddington 2 written down in my notes, so I wanted to get to that.
Well, that's a good movie. But that's 2018.
Let's talk about Frances McDormand for Three Billboards. Leading contender for Best Actress.
I was saying, would you not give her, wouldn't you be scared to not give her the award after seeing her in this movie? Because she's so mad and so good.
I just think she's going to give a bananas speech because she's just, she's such an original, quirky artist.
Oh my God. She won at the Independent Spirit Awards last night.
How was that?
She got up on stage, was like, I'm going to curse a lot. She did, and it was great.
And she did.
Yeah.
Triple Crown of Acting. She has an Emmy, an Oscar already for Fargo, and a Tony for a play called Good People. Yeah.
That's amazing.
We got to get her a Grammy.
So that can be an EGOT?
So she could be an EGOT.
Yeah.
I don't know what Frances McDormand would get a Grammy for.
Well, she should do an audiobook. I would listen to that. Yeah.
Okay, Margot Robbie for I, Tonya, another nominee in this category, your first nomination.
She's so good in this movie, and she was really the driving force behind getting it made, too.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sort of surprised that movie didn't get nominated for
That movie was a little bit robbed in the Best Picture category.
I kind of think so. I thought for sure it would. But,
I think Phantom Thread came along and kind of stole its thunder, didn't it?
So?
I think so.
Phantom Thread?
Yeah, that's the only one. That's the only option. All right, Saoirse Ronan and Lady Bird. Oh my God. She was so good.
Saoirse Ronan's so good, and she's been doing this for such a long time for such a young person.
I know. This is her third Oscar nomination.
Remember Atonement?
Oh, that was her first thing.
Yeah, and then Brooklyn a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
she's incredible.
She was a bad seed in Atonement.
She was so good, though.
She was so bad. She was so good. All right. She could be the upset, don't you think?
Yeah, I do think that could possibly be the only upset, but I really think Frances McDormand's going to do it.
I think Frances McDormand is going to do it, and she's going to beat Meryl Streep.
Well, I mean, somebody has to eventually.
Somebody has to. Well, lots of people have.
That's true.
Meryl has 3 Oscar wins.
21 nominations, right?
21 nominations, but she's won 3 times for Sophie's Choice, Kramer versus Kramer, and The Iron Lady. And Meryl Streep likes to say I'm the most nominated, but I've also lost more than anyone else.
I guess that's true.
Which is kind of great.
She's really, really good in the post.
If she does win an Oscar tonight, then she will tie Katharine Hepburn for the most Oscar wins of any actor with 4.
I feel like even if it's not this year, she will eventually claim that title.
Well, yeah, she's not pulling a Daniel Day-Lewis and retiring.
Better not.
She likes it. All right. So your prediction, the best actress, once again, Sally Hawkins, Frances McDormand, Margot Robbie, Saoirse Ronan, and Meryl Streep. The nominations, the prediction to win.
I think it's got to be Frances McDormand.
Yeah, it's going to be Frances McDormand. That is is that the closest thing you think we have to a lock tonight?
That and possibly our next category, which is probably Best Actor, right? I think there's a lock in that category as well.
All right, before we get to Best Actor, we are going to toss to Entertainment Weekly's Jared Hall, who has a big interview down on the red carpet.
Yes, well, they're not exactly actors, but these two know how to command a stage, or in their case, the ice. Adam Rippon and Mariah Nagasu. Well, first of all, welcome back home.
Yeah, thank you. We're so glad to be home.
Yeah, have you?
On the red carpet.
Yes, on
This
the
is
red
our
carpet.
home.
Yes.
This is the red carpet. Yeah.
Exactly. Now, of course, the obvious question tonight becomes: have you seen I, Tonya, and what are your thoughts on the film?
How could we not be here if we hadn't seen it?
I know. We've just been talking about it. We love the movie, and we're really excited that we hope we meet Margot Robbie and Allison Janney.
Yes.
Now, when you watch the skating Margot had to fulfill in that, for someone who had so little time to do what she did, on a scale of 1 to 10, what are we talking here?
She did a 10.
I agree.
I heard that she put beer in her hair to get that that Tonya Harding hair look, and
I mean, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
I'll put beer in my hair.
I wish they had called me. I would have put my blonde wig on and done the triple axel for them, but for the sequel, I'll be around.
Yeah, I, Tonya, too.
There you go. There you go. There is more to the story, I think, for sure. Now, who are you excited besides Margot to see tonight? I have a feeling maybe yours might be something that rhymes with feral, deep.
You know what? If I run into my old pal Meryl.
Yeah. Long-time friends.
Yeah, I know. We were just texting right before I got here. I would die. Probably right away, and that'd be my dead body right on the red carpet.
That might be a first.
Yeah, I hope she tells you to respond to your text a little sooner. Wouldn't take it in The Devil Wears Prada.
Now, if either of you had a chance to be in any of the nominated films this year, what would you want to be in?
I, Tonya.
No, besides that one.
Oh God. Okay.
I think I would say Greatest Showman because I really relate to This Is Me, the bearded lady, her music, and Reach for the Stars, like Zac Efron and Zendaya.
Yeah, that music is so amazing.
Do I already sense maybe you're already thinking about a program for the ice, maybe such one of those songs for the future?
Well, we're always looking for music, always looking for inspiration, and I mean, there's no a better place to get it than here at the Oscars.
It's very true. By the way, it would have been so embarrassing. I almost wore the same thing tonight. I'm so glad I went with the velvet. Oh, you're right. Oh, sorry. I almost wore this, and it's lovely as well. Beautiful. Yeah. Well, you guys, what is the inspiration behind this outfit exactly?
So we met Jeremy Scott a few days ago, and we went to his studio. He's incredible, amazing, and
super creative guy.
Yeah, so creative. I wanted to do something a little different, a little fun, and I love it. I love what I'm wearing, and I think we have sort of dream and nightmare kind of look going on right now.
Like fire and ice,
each
like
other.
soft and
Yes,
hard. Yeah, that juxtaposition. Well, you guys, congratulations on everything, really, and welcome back home. And I hope you're getting rest. And thank you so much. Have fun tonight. Thanks so much. Take care. Have a good night. And Jess, you're up there. We'll toss it back to you.
Yeah, thanks, Jared. Okay, first of all, every gigantic celebrity here at the Oscars tonight is going to be most excited to see them. They're going to be like the bells of the ball. All right, I'm back here with Sarah, and we're going to run through the Best Actor category. All right, that's a good race this year.
It's a tight one, but I do think there's
one.
a clear front runner.
All right, well, let's start with Timothée Chalamet for Call Me by Your Name.
Everybody loves Timothée Chalamet. He won last night at the Independent Spirit Awards. Gave one of the greatest speeches I've ever heard.
Really? So should he upset tonight,
He'll
he will
crush
give
it.
another great, yeah. And he brings his mom to the award shows, and he's just such a nice guy.
And not only was he in Call Me By Your Name, he's also in Lady Bird. He had a big year.
I know. Bradley Whitford also. In
And
Get
Lucas
Out, in The
Hedges.
Post, and Lucas Hedges, and Lady Bird, and
Every
3 Billboards.
Sure, yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
Barge and
Anyway,
everything.
everybody's in multiple movies.
Yeah.
But Timothée Chalamet is the only one to get a nomination
That's true.
of all these. All right, another nominee in this category, Daniel Day-Lewis,
Best actor ever.
won 3 times for My Left Foot, There Will Be Blood, and Lincoln. This is his 6th nomination. Do you think he has a chance tonight?
I mean, I'm sort of shocked that he's not the front runner of this race because it's Daniel Day-Lewis, and he is incredible in this movie.
I think the movie was, though, kind of controversial. Like it was not a universally beloved movie. It was a very deliberate art film. It was absolutely beautiful, but not exactly a crowd pleaser.
I know, but I'm shocked by how many people don't find it hilarious because it's actually a very funny
Well,
movie.
you have a weird sense of humor because that movie was not funny.
It was so
Not funny. Okay, I was going to say a joke, but I'm not going to say it. All right. By the way, a little bit of trivia. So Daniel Day-Lewis's character's name in Phantom Thread is Reynolds Woodcock.
That's right.
And when I first saw that his name was Reynolds Woodcock, I thought, Jess, get your mind out of the gutter. That is like that's. But in fact, my mind
right
wasn't in the
there.
gutter. That Paul Thomas Anderson and Daniel Day-Lewis came up with that name, and it was a dirty joke.
Yeah, they did because I think the two of them have stayed really close friends since There Will Be Blood, and they were going back and forth. And I appreciate. See, it is a hilarious movie. Now, don't you see it?
Reynolds Woodcock. All right. I'm not going to Reynolds Woodcock, but I am going to Jared Hall, who's down on the carpet right now with another interview.
Yes, sir. I have the folks from the Oscar-nominated film Last Men in Aleppo. And first of all, I do have to say, we're very excited to see you here because your travel visa came through kind of last minute, correct?
Yes, at the last minute we get the visa because there's a ban for the Syrian to come here. Yeah.
So that process for you, I mean, you must be thrilled, of course, that the powers that be made that happen. But for you, what does it mean just to be able to be here tonight?
Until the last minute, I was losing the hope to be here. But then, when they told us that your issue has been done, I'm very excited.
Yeah. Now, guys, this film has so many people talking just because of the content. Of course, it's still relevant. This is still a very pertinent issue with everything happening in Syria. So, tell me how difficult was it actually to make this film?
It was very difficult, but not just for us, like as a maker for this film. This is evidence for the crime in Syria, evidence of the Russians' policy, evidence of the closing the eyes over this country, and the war kept going. And we try to show the resistance of this volunteer who try to taking the life from under destruction. It's about their life, about their risking in their life to make the change. And it's one of the beautiful examples for the power of the humanity facing the war machines.
Now, I do want to ask you something maybe a little more lighthearted here, because of course it is the Oscars and it is a night to celebrate with your fellow filmmakers and storytelling. Who are you excited to see tonight? Who do you want to be able to have a conversation with?
Oh, Firas. I would like to have a conversation with Firas. And maybe Paul Thomas Anderson. I admire his films a lot, yeah.
Maybe George Clooney?
Yes, we'll see if he's here. Indeed. Well,
maybe his wife, Amal Clooney, because
so much for humanitarian.
Of course, this is the reason. Sometimes when any actor or any voice in this industry have the values of the humanity, it's bigger than just to be artist. Yeah.
Congratulations, and I'm so glad you were able to make it. Gentlemen, have a great night. And JD and Lola, we'll toss it over to you.
Well, thanks so much. We are standing here. There's an old Hollywood anecdote, which is to know your light. You should always know your light. Our light is intense and is boring down on us from the upper right-hand corner. It's the sun. They say it never rains in Southern California, but in fact, it has been rainy and cold, and now it is. We're baking a little bit, aren't we, Lola?
We are, but you know what? We're red hot, and I'm so happy that the sun is here because, like you said before, it's been cloudy, it's been rainy, but the gods shined upon us and brought us the sun for the Oscars. You know, we were talking about veterans earlier in the show, though. We mentioned Meryl Streep, Christopher Plummer, but I want to talk about the next generation, the youngins that are coming up that are really just owning this moment. Timothée Chalamet had a huge night yesterday at the Independent Spirit Awards. He's been fantastic on the red carpet, really grateful, and he's one of the ones that we'll be watching for decades to come. What are your thoughts about the young generation coming up, JD?
Well, it's a really interesting moment, as you say, Lola, because we've got the sort of the veterans who look like the front runners in these categories. Gary Oldman, Frances McDormand, people who are beloved by the Academy, people who probably will win. And then we have this generation of people right in behind them who've also gotten nominations. Chalamet, Saoirse Ronan, Greta Gerwig. These are people who are going to... Daniel Kaluuya. Yes. You know, so we're seeing this sort of changeover maybe from the Daniel Day-Lewises of the world to the Daniel Kaluuyas of the world. So that's exciting. Daniel. I say that
Daniel.
Anyway, so we're excited to see what happens with those guys and what happens with all these award categories. It's going to be interesting to see because these are names we're going to hear for generations to come.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, let's get back to Jess. Jess, what's going on up there?
Well, you know, we're hanging out here with the People VIP viewers. We're giving everybody sort of a bird's eye view from the bleachers to the red carpet. And I'm here with Entertainment Weekly's Sarah Vilkomerson, and we're running through the categories, telling you how to fill out your Oscar ballot at your viewing party to tell you who's going to win. So we were talking about Best Actor, right? A really good race. We talked about Timothée Chalamet, Daniel Day-Lewis, nominated for what is probably his final film. Unless he's the Cher of great actors, as I like to say. We also have in this category Daniel Kaluuya for Get Out.
He is so good in this movie, and he's having a huge year. He's currently in Black Panther, too.
Yeah, and Get Out is such a tremendous success story. A movie that was, first of all, directed by an African-American director who is only the fifth nominated African-American director in history.
And it's his first film.
He would be the first to win, and that's Jordan Peele. All right, and we'll get back to Daniel Kaluuya in a minute. We're going to go to Jared for another interview.
Yes, sir. I am down here on the red carpet with the one and only Mr. Danny Glover, who is a nominee tonight. Sir, thank you so much for stopping by. It is a pleasure.
Thank you very much. You know, I'm glad to be here, especially with my wonderful director, Yancey Ford. He's directed this extraordinary documentary, and my producing partner in Johnson & Bond, who produced it. So that's the exciting thing about it.
And we should say the film is Strong Island.
Strong Island.
Yes. So for folks who have not got a chance to see it, tell folks what it's about.
I'm going to let you talk.
So Strong Island essentially tells the story of my brother who was shot and killed 25 years ago by someone who claimed to have done so in self-defense. That person was never indicted by a grand jury, and so he did not stand trial. The film takes a look at two things: the way race influenced the investigation and the way that my brother's death impacted my family. It really is, you know, sort of a case of like the past being prologue, because everything that happened in my brother's case in 1992 is essentially a script for all of the self-defense cases that we've been seeing since Trayvon Martin.
Yeah. Well, and of course, topics like this are so important right now. They're in the zeitgeist for a reason, because so many things are going on. So for you guys, for the Academy to be recognizing this tonight, what's it mean to you?
Well, certainly the Academy has an important role in terms of the designs and covers the cultural activity in this country primarily. So the Academy has a role to say not about everything, whether it's transgender, whether it's about those who are left out. It talks about community. It talks about anything. We're being citizens tonight. You know, we've had the opportunity, Louverture Film, to be a part of this process. It's an 8-year journey for Yancey, but we've been on it the last 4 years, and you can't imagine the kind of breadth and everything that's been brought to this, the imagination of our artists, not simply here, but our cinematographer or our editor. All of them have played an important role in bringing this to this realization.
Yeah, a lot of people it takes to tell these stories. So congratulations to all of you on it and for being here. Good luck tonight. Thank you so much. Take care. Thanks so much. And Jess, I believe we're going back to you, yes?
Yeah, thank you, Jared. Here again, Sarah Vilkomerson, we're breaking down the different races, who's going to win. We were talking about Best Actor. So Timothée Chalamet, first nomination. Daniel Day-Lewis, his final movie and his 6th Oscar nomination. Daniel Kaluuya, nominated for Get Out, one of the great success stories of this year's Oscars, made for $4.6 million, has made $255 million worldwide.
Amazing.
And the director of that, of course, Jordan Peele, only the 5th African-American director nominated in that category in the 90-year history. So I am really rooting for everything having to do with Get Out. Gary Oldman for Darkest Hour.
I mean, it's Gary Oldman. I am shocked that Gary Oldman has never won an Oscar. Did you know that?
No, he's been nominated twice.
Yeah. Or at least one other time for Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Oh, well, yeah. Which it was also won the Oscar for most boring movie of that year.
I know. With you about this
I know.
At the time.
All right, we're going to go back to Jared for an interview.
We're live until 2. Yes, sir. I have some of the Oscar-nominated visual effects artists from War for the Planet of the Apes, Joe and Dan. Well, first of all, congratulations, and what an exciting night for you guys. A lot of people have the two of you pegged to take this one.
Thank you, Jared. We hope those people are right, but boy, you never know. There was a lot of good work this year.
Yeah, it's very competitive and some really fantastic work. So fingers crossed, but it's great just to be at the party.
Now, you say a lot of fantastic work. Let's hypothesize for a second. Of any of the other films, what is one that you wish you could have gotten your fingers on and got to play around with?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, they've all been really great. I mean, they did a fantastic job with Blade Runner. We did help out a little bit on Galaxy, so that was nice to be a part of that one. Dunkirk was beautiful. I mean, look, you really can't complain. Yeah.
And I think, Star Wars, we grew up on those movies.
We grew up on Star Wars. Like, Star Wars is always just Star Wars, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. You can't go wrong with that answer. It's incredible stuff they do, and fantastic things you guys do as well. Good luck tonight.
All right.
Congratulations. Thank you so much. Pleasure. JD and Lola, over to you.
Hi there, everybody.
Hi there.
We're talking about how this awards season is different than any other that we've ever been in.
Yeah, JD, I think it's shaping up to be one of the most political in Academy Award history. We've got the Time's Up movement. We have people protesting against gun violence. So there are a lot of deep conversations that are going to be happening on that stage and on that red carpet, and I expect a number of speeches to address fundamental issues of the day that people are grappling with.
You're totally right. You know, the Oscars always get political, and this year we're going to look and see people wearing orange for every town for gun safety. We're going to see people with the Me Too movement pins, and a lot of people really thinking about how they want to address those on stage. And we will see some moment, I know, during the show when people address some of the issues that were grappled with this year. Annabella Sciorra, Ashley Judd, and Selma Hayek will be presenting together as a very powerful statement about how Hollywood has come through this sort of amazing time of controversy around the issues of sexual violence, sexual assault, and sexual harassment. And that'll be interesting. Annabella Sciorra so visibly moved during rehearsals that she choked up when she got up on stage. So Jess, I think you're going to see a very interesting show, a show people are going to be talking about on social media all through the night.
Oh, hi. I think, I didn't know I was on because I'm a professional. We were talking about what to do next. Okay, so we're going through the Best Actor category, and we've got Timothée Chalamet, Daniel Day-Lewis, Daniel Kaluuya, Gary Oldman in Darkest Hour, nominated for the world's most boring movie. Stop. No. Not nominated. Darkest Hour. Not the most, but Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
I disagree on this one. I love that
All right,
movie.
What is your prediction for the Best Actor category? Also, Denzel Washington is in it. Who's your prediction?
I think it's got to be Gary Oldman. He, ever since the movie premiered at Telluride, he's been just winning accolades after accolades after accolades.
All right, well, I think that we are now going to be tossing to Jared for another interview.
Sure. Yes, sir. You guys, one of my favorite actors here with me, Michael Stuhlbarg, who is in not one, not two, but 3 of the Best Picture nominees this year. We've got The Post, Call Me By Your Name, and The Shape of Water. Did I miss anything? Nope. Okay, got them all. Great. All right, so we're off to a good start here. I mean, is it an embarrassment of riches? How do you even describe what has gone on this year?
Beautiful phrase. Yeah. An absolute embarrassment of riches. You know, they all sought out my participation in these films, and it doesn't get any better than that. I'm so, grateful and I feel blessed to have been a part of them. I loved what I got to do, and the stories, all of them had a great sense of immediacy, and at the heart of them, love, which is, you know, you can't tell better stories than about what love does to us.
Yes, I would agree with that wholeheartedly. So much has been made and said of your speech in Call Me By Your Name, and the delivery, the writing. Tell me about in that moment. I mean, was it a lot of takes? I feel like it's something you maybe wouldn't have wanted to do too many times.
Well, for some reason we shot the film in chronological order, so I really had a couple of months of time to get to know Timothy and to know the material and get to know Army, and to watch them bloom and grow and take risks in the material that they were given. And it really, by the time it came for me to do that, all of that information, all of that time informed what it was that I had to do. We only did 2 takes of it from 2 different angles, and we were pretty much done. I think we all kind of knew what we wanted to do.
Yeah. Now, in terms of The Shape of Water, just such a fantastical journey that audiences get to go on with this film, and to me that kind of notion of we shouldn't judge people until we get to know them just because someone's not the same as us. Tell me about when Guillermo del Toro was taking you through, here's what the story is going to be. You are a scientist, correct, who then takes a protective stance with this fish man. For you, what was what intrigued you so much about that made you want to do this?
I just thought, I mean, initially Guillermo was interested in working together, so he invited me out. He didn't really tell me much about the story. He handed me the script. He said, read it and we'll talk about it afterwards. We read it. I read it after we had a wonderful combination about many things that we have in common. He's a creator of art. I love to draw and paint as well, so we had that in common. I was honored that he thought of me, and I jumped at the opportunity. I was really particularly taken with the combination of elements that the script provided, whether it was the magical realism of the creature or the kind of historical Cold War intrigue, the love story at the center of it, and the humor that it involves, plus all the homages to Hollywood musicals as well. It was a real combination of things, and I was so pleased to be thought on.
Yeah. Lastly, I've got to ask you, of course, we've already established you're in 3 of this year's Best Picture nominees. Of the other 6, if you could be in one of them, which would it be?
Oh, gosh. They were all remarkable. I would have been glad to have been in any of them. I've worked with Martin McDonagh a couple of times before.
Fantastic guy.
So I guess because we're friends, any opportunity I would have to work with Martin would be a highlight in my life.
I could even see you being Lady Bird's dad.
Absolutely. Hey, absolutely.
But Tracy Letts killed that as well.
He did.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on all the success, and have a wonderful night. I think you may somehow come out a winner. We'll see. Yeah, have a great night. Thank you so much. All right, Jess, back to you.
All right, thank you, Jared. I'm back here in the bleachers, and I am here with one of People's VIP fans, Sandy Gallet. Hey, Sandy,
Hey.
Where are you from?
St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh, wow, so you came a long way.
Came a long way.
How did you get here? Did they come and kidnap you and force you to go to the Oscars?
No, I
Is that
entered. I entered just like everybody else. It only takes one, and they picked me, and
oh,
it's great.
that's so great! Congratulations. What else have you been doing here today?
A lot of this.
Yeah,
A lot of
sitting around and waiting.
sitting.
Yeah.
No, but it's been great. We had lunch. They fed us really well.
Oh, that's good.
And took pictures and met lots of neat people.
Okay, who are you really, really excited to get a look at tonight on the red carpet?
Meryl Streep. I mean, to see her in person would just be amazing. And my boyfriend, George Clooney, I'd love to see him. Sandra Bullock. It would be great to see them. Anybody. It's wonderful. I have an Oscar party every year, so to be here in person.
Oh, wow, that's good.
Blowing my mind.
I think what you'll discover is watching it in your pajamas at home is the best way to watch the
yes.
Oscars.
Yes.
Someday I look forward to doing that again.
Yes.
What was your favorite movie this year?
Get Out.
Was it?
Yeah, I really loved it.
Is that what you're rooting for tonight?
Yes, and 3 Billboards. We love that as well, being a Missouri connection. So, and I love Frances McDormand. And so I hope everybody has a great time.
I'm going to give you one word of warning.
Yes.
Movie stars are so much shorter in person.
Well, I'm only 5'1", so I'll fit in.
Oh, so they're all taller than you. By the way, same here. Let's hear it for the short people.
Yes.
All right. This is Red Carpet Live, brought to you by Farmers Insurance. I come from a long line of farmers, Sandy. Maybe like you.
Yes, no.
And no, well, I do. Anyway, so happy to have Farmers Insurance sponsoring. And I'm going to go now to Jared, who's got somebody else to talk to.
Yes, I have a couple nominees from one of tonight's 5 nominated songs for Best Original Song, Raphael Sadiq and Tara Simpson. Thank you so much for stopping by here. First of all, I've got to ask, you're used to performing, which you are doing tonight, but you're also nominees, of course. Which makes you more nervous?
Well, we're not performing tonight.
You're not going to be up there?
Mary J is performing.
Okay.
And we're watching.
You're going to watch.
So
okay.
we're not going to be nervous.
Okay.
Yeah, not nervous about that.
But nervous for her?
Nervous for her, yes.
Yeah.
Nervous for her.
Well, when it came to time to collaborate and write the song, of course, she had already been so much part of the process with this character. Tell me about the collaboration. What each of you kind of brought to the puzzle to make it complete?
Mary had such a strong retelling of the story, and of course the story is so powerful. Even when you hear it, it's like, oh my God. So immediately we were just able to just jump into it, and of course Raphael and I have written together for many years, so it's almost like riding a bike. We can just jump in, and then you're like, come on, like double the Dutch, adding another person in, and it was just incredible, powerful. The message was clear that there's a line in our song that says, love is the answer and hate is a cancer, and that was just the premise in which we started.
Yeah, of course, we were just talking right before we came live. This is the first time here for both of you. You're taking it all in, of course. Who are you excited to see tonight?
I'm excited to see Mary J. Blige. Yeah. Who else? Probably the Get Out cast.
Yeah.
For sure. Who else? Oh. I know so many people in my head before you asked that question, and then I just went totally blank.
Do you have anyone in mind you're looking out for coming in?
Well, I'm especially excited to see the Mary J. performance. I actually performed in a choir 3 years ago when John Legend and Common won, so I'm in a totally different position now. So excited to see the Get Out cast. And just everyone, especially women. It's like such a powerful year for us. So everybody that are wearing black and in support of still, that's what I'm doing, and just everyone in support of Me Too and Time Is Up, and just here, powerful time to be here right now.
Indeed. Have a fantastic night. Congratulations. Thank you so much. JD and Lola, back to you guys.
Well, you can see the carpet is really heating up. You know, the big stars tend to come towards the later end of the afternoon. So you're hearing these big roars. That was Gal Garcia Bernal that you just heard behind us. People are really excited to see them. And we were just talking here about the diverse mix of films that are in this year's Oscars. It runs the gamut, doesn't it, Lola?
Sure, you've got the big blockbusters like Dunkirk, but you also have smaller art house films that have managed to really break through. If you think about Get Out, was only made for $4.6 million, and it's already grossed $200 million at the box office.
And I'm getting a cut of that.
And you're getting a cut of that.
No, I'm not getting any of it.
But Lady Bird, Get Out, these smaller, quiet films have really resonated with audiences and found blockbuster acclaim as well as critical acclaim. So big up to the small films.
And I've learned not to eat mushrooms from one of those movies. I'm not going to tell you which one, but it's Phantom Thread. I did tell you which
You know what's so interesting? You bring up food, because food has played a really prominent position in a lot of films this year. Eggs were huge in Shape of Water, as were frittatas and Phantom Thread. And we know what happened with that peach and Call Me By Your Name. We don't want to talk about that, but it was very
things were done with
juicy.
Food that were not what we should do with food. It was a
enjoyed
cautionary tale about peaches, apricots, rather, too. Right.
But no, people had a lot of fun with food, and we're having a lot of fun here. But I want to know what's happening with Jess up there. Jess, what's going on up there?
All right, we're talking about who is going to win. So we've been running through all of the categories, talking about our predictions. Let's recap. Supporting actress.
I think it's going to be Allison Janney.
Yes. Supporting actor.
Sam Rockwell.
Best actress.
Frances McDormand.
Best Actor.
Gary Oldman.
All right. Now we are at original screenplay, all right? Let's run through it. Lady Bird, written by Greta Gerwig, based on her own life. The Big Sick, Emily Gordon and Kamal Nanjiani, a real-life couple based loosely on their life.
Yeah, that is an amazing screenplay, and I'm so glad that they got the nomination.
Yeah, it was good. That was one of those movies that had it ended up with the Best Picture nomination, even you wouldn't have been surprised.
I thought for sure that they would
Yeah,
be, actually.
rooting for that one. Jordan Peele for Get Out.
He just won the same award last night at the Independent Spirit Awards and also at the Writers Guild Awards.
Only the fourth African American ever nominated in the original screenplay category, and he would be the first to win. Martin McDonagh for 3 Billboards, and also Guillermo del Toro and Vanessa Taylor for The Shape of Water. Who do you think is going to win this category?
It's funny, this category sort of reflects how tight the Best Picture race is, but I think it's going to be Get Out. I think
Jordan Peele could become first African American writer to ever win in the original screenplay. I am now going to toss to Jared Hall from Entertainment Weekly with somebody down to talk to on the red carpet.
Yes, sir. We are talking 9th Oscar nomination right here, Diane Warren. It is a pleasure. Congratulations and welcome back to the big show.
Here I am. Third time in 4 years.
This surely doesn't get old, right?
No, look at this. Come on, how cool is this? I'm here, like I'm at the Oscars with a song I wrote. And it's a song that I'm really proud of.
Yes, as you should be. Tell me a bit about that. Like, is it any kind of a different process this time around than previous efforts?
It's the same process. You try to write a great song, but you never know what the song's going to do. And this song is taking on an amazing life of its own. It's being, adopted by so many great organizations and really resonating with a lot. I mean, people are standing up now, so it's becoming the anthem for that. How cool is that?
And I'm sure going to be a fantastic performance tonight.
Performance. Wait till you guys see that. For real. It's going to be mind-blowing.
I'm sensing something good coming on tonight.
Something great.
Do you recall your first trip down this red carpet?
30 years ago at the 60th Oscars. Nothing's going to stop us now.
Yeah. Wow.
I've been around a long time.
Well, congratulations on this one and best of luck tonight. Thank you so much. Well, look, anything, it can happen anytime.
You never know.
You look fantastic. Have a great night. Thank you so much. Guys, it is so many people down here, and we have so many more categories to cover. I'm going to toss it back up to Jess.
All right, Jared, here with Sarah Volkomerson from Entertainment Weekly, and we are breaking down who is going to win. All right, original screenplay we just talked about, and that's going to be Jordan Peele for Get Out.
I think so. It could be Martin McDonagh for 3 Billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri, but I think it's going to be Get Out.
Yeah, and that's going to be historic. First African American to win in the original screenplay category. Now, adapted screenplay. This is James Ivory for Call Me By Your Name. James Ivory's obviously directed a lot before.
Yes.
But this is his, I believe, first nomination for screenplay.
Well, I think he was nominated for Howard's End and Remains of the Day.
So what I meant to say was this is his third nomination for screenplay. He's never won.
He's never won,
though. He's never won for directing. It would be his first win.
This would be definitely his first one for screenplay solo, because him and Merchant Ivory were that whole long couple. But also, he is, I believe, along with Agnes Varda, they're both 89. I think he's 8 days younger or something like that than she is.
All right. Then the Disaster Artist nominated for adapted screenplay. Logan.
It's the first live-action superhero movie ever to be nominated in screenplay.
In that, has made $616 million worldwide.
Not that much, is it?
So they already won.
Yeah.
Anyway, Logan, that's an interesting nomination here. Molly's Game by writer-director Aaron Sorkin.
Yeah, this is when he made his directorial debut, and it's based upon her memoir itself.
And then Mudbound, we talked about, that's by Virgil Williams and Dee Reese, nominated for adapted screenplay. Dee Reese, first African-American woman ever nominated in this category.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah, incredible.
But I mean, I'm really rooting for her. But I do think that if you're filling out your ballot, you probably want to go with James Ivory.
All right, and we have James Ivory for Call Me By Your Name. You're predicting that?
I really think so. I think it's his time.
All right, we're going to go back. We're going to go back to JD and Lola now.
Hi guys, how are you doing? So fresh from the slopes, we have Lindsey Vaughn with us. Lindsey, how are you feeling tonight?
Pretty stressed out,
pretty stressed out, high anxiety, but yeah, I made it down the red carpet so far without tripping. So, and my outfit's still together, so I'm happy.
What's more nerve-wracking, appearing at the Olympics or appearing at the Oscars?
Definitely here. It's a lot, you know, I'm out of my comfort zone, and it's, you know, the Oscars is such a big deal. I'm just trying to soak it all in and not mess it up.
So you go down mountainsides at like a gazillion miles an hour, and this is more nerve-wracking.
Yeah, going fast is easy. That's the easy part. This is like, you know, anything can happen. Like, what if my dress rips and, you know, my butt falls out? You know, you never know what's going to happen.
Well, that would be exciting. That would be
I mean, maybe for you, not for me.
That would be a great ratings draw for us.
So,
Lindsay, you are definitely the poster child for female strength. What's it feel like for you to be here during this time of Time's Up and seeing all these women throughout Hollywood stand up and say that they want equality in this industry and they're willing to fight for it? It's something that you've always done in sports.
Yeah.
What's it feel like to see your sisters in Hollywood do the same thing?
It's amazing. You know, it's an amazing time, I think, to be a woman and to stand up for ourselves. And I met Ashley Judd actually the other night, and you know, I just think that the strength that they've shown in coming out and everyone kind of coming together and supporting each other is amazing. So I hope that we can, and they can change culture and change the way we view women in the workplace and in sports and in life, and make it more of an equal playing field for everyone.
Thank you so much for being here. We're going to let you go inside. Have a party.
Have fun tonight. The most decorated skier, American skier of all time, Jess, that was Lindsey Vonn.
Everybody is going to be so excited. Everybody's going to be so excited to see Lindsey Vonn and Adam Rippon here on the red carpet tonight. Seriously, they're so excited, these movie stars, right now to meet them. I'm here with Sarah Comerson from Entertainment Weekly, and we're breaking down who's going to win, talking about the director category now. That's a good category this year.
It is. It's a tight category,
It's a tight category. Interesting that Christopher Nolan, who's nominated for Dunkirk, this is his first directing nomination.
Don't you think that's sort of crazy?
Yeah, it is kind of crazy, but he does, you know, big, gigantic, blockbuster movies, and sometimes those weirdly do get overlooked at the Oscars.
It's true. But Dunkirk is such an achievement. It was such a masterfully directed movie.
Paul Thomas Anderson for Phantom Thread, another nominee.
He's been nominated, I think, 8 times before.
His 8th nomination and has never won.
That's crazy.
Greta Gerwig for Lady Bird. First nomination.
I know, but only the 5th woman ever to be nominated, which is sort of also, it's been 90 years, and she's only number 5, so that's exciting too.
Yeah, the only woman, as you were saying, is Catherine Bigelow, who has won before.
And Hurt Locker and Lady Bird are not at all similar.
Hurt Locker and Lady Bird, not the
at
least
all.
bit similar.
No, not really.
If you find a similarity in those movies, I would like to know.
Female director.
Not seeing it. Jordan Peele for Get Out, not like only the 5th African American ever nominated for in the directing category.
Isn't it nice you can see that how the new membership of the Academy is actually being reflected in the nominations this year?
Yeah, they actually have made a huge effort in the past couple of years to make the membership of the Academy, which is about 6,000 people, to make it younger.
Yes.
And also to diversify it.
Thank goodness. But it's great to see people like Jordan Peele and Greta Gerwig as a direct result.
And I don't think that's going to stop. I mean, some years will be richer than others, but I think we really have seen the tide turn a little bit with the Academy. It's good. Guillermo del Toro nominated for Shape of Water.
Yeah, I think that he's got the edge on this one a little bit. I mean, people love Shape of Water. People are crazy about this
People
movie.
love it. It also has 13 nominations, more than any other film.
Yes. And I think they're really rooting for him too. Like they feel like it's his time to actually.
Speaking of people that people love, Allison Janney just walked in, so everybody's screaming. All right, I'm gonna ask the control room right now. Are we gonna go on to Best Picture, or do you want me to do something else? Oh no, we're gonna toss to Jared.
Hello. Hi, guys. I have Mr. James Ivory here, a nominee tonight for your screenplay for Call Me By Your Name, which, by the way, first of all, congratulations, but also just a masterful job you did in translating that story from book to screen. Is it ever a difficult process for you when you're writing?
Well, this is the first time I've ever written a screenplay from start to finish.
Right.
And it was hard in a way. Sure, it's hard. Finding, you have a whole novel there. You have to extract from it what you want, and then you have to add things that aren't there or that you think would help it to tell the story. It's hard, it's easy, it's fun. I mean, like any piece of work.
So now, let's talk about this for a second. You are the oldest man ever nominated for an Oscar.
I gather.
You gather. I was going to say, I would assume you probably knew that, but tonight you may also very well be a winner. So for someone of your stature, your experience for this film, what's it all mean to you?
Well, I mean, it's certainly unexpected, and but highly gratifying, enjoyable. Obviously, I mean, to be, still be active after such a long career. I mean, I started out working in 1953, so.
Yeah. Do you recall your first trip down this red carpet? What that was like?
It was less. There was less of it.
No, not quite like this.
It wasn't like this really. That was back in. That would have been in '87, something like that.
Some 30 years ago or so.
Yeah. With a view.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on the film. Just an extraordinary job, and good luck tonight. I think we might hear your name called. Fingers crossed. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Jess, going to toss it up to you.
All right, back here with Andrea Leventhal, People's Style and Beauty Director. What kind of statements have people been making on red carpets throughout the season? Because it has been such a different, exciting time where we've really reevaluated what it means to dress for the red carpet and reevaluated how we talk about the red carpets.
Absolutely. So it started with the Golden Globes, of course, when most of the actresses and actors who attended were all black in a show of solidarity for the Time's Up movement. That has never been done. To see everybody wear one color and to choose black was such a powerful moment and got everybody talking, well, what's going to happen the rest of the season? And I think what we saw, people then started to have a little more fun, go glam, but they were still making these statements. We saw a lot of emeralds, and that wasn't just a trend. There was actually a reason.
What was the reason for that?
So interesting. Green was the color of the suffragettes movement way back when. So that was sort of a nod to it. There were actresses like Emma Stone. She did her makeup for the Globes to represent all the colors of the suffragettes. So there were these little subtle nods to activism that still were appropriate for a red carpet, but very powerful as well.
All right, Andrea, I am going to toss it over to Jared, if Jared is ready, to talk about one of the great underrated films of the season, and that is The Greatest Showman, a movie that audiences loved, critics were a little divided on, but ultimately came this huge hit.
Yeah, isn't that phenomenal the way this film has caught on? It was a very slow start, and now even here at Entertainment Weekly, we have this theory. This is the movie that's going to have those kind of Titanic legs, that it just keeps growing and growing. We've seen the soundtrack do phenomenal things. It is the guys who wrote it, Vince Pasek and Justin Paul, who've written much of the music. The sales have even surpassed their Oscar-winning music from last year's La La Land. So the music, I think, has really helped give this film a boost. We are going to see a performance of This Is Me tonight, which I have heard may not actually be performed by Kiela Settle, because she apparently is a little ill, a little under the weather. It's going to be a last-minute decision. We will see what happens there, but they do have someone on standby to be able to take over for her. So we will see what happens there. But yeah, the Greatest Showman, it's almost the little movie that could, and I think it's not going to go away for a while. We shall see. All right, JD and Lola, who you got over there?
Martin, come back.
Hi guys,
Come on,
we're
come
just
on back.
waiting.
Abby, come back.
Here we have
come back,
the team from 3 Billboards.
Hi, gang. How are you? Come in here, Abby. You looking
So if
good.
you could put anything on a billboard this Oscar season, what would you put on?
Less hate, more dancing, love everybody. That's what be my 3
I'll
billboards.
second that. That's perfect.
You mentioned dancing, so you got to show us your signature dance move. If you guys win tonight, what are you going to break out?
Party, I can't really show that, but I can give like a little. It's like a little. You know what I mean? It's like, but that's it right now. You know what I mean?
A little rocking back and forth. Abby, show us your moves. What do you got?
I don't know. I feel I'd go for a little shoulder, a little
Shoulder.
You know, that's just the beginning. That's just the opening move. Yeah.
Now, you're one of many mothers of the year. You're one of this film season was filled with complicated mothers.
Well, I'm the crusty mother of them all. I love playing these characters. I mean, obviously, I don't have these wrinkles for anything. I'm using them.
And in the end, he turned out to be a good boy.
Yeah, I was very. I gave him some good advice, don't you think?
Well, you stayed on the couch most of the time.
With my turtle.
Now, Abby, you're Australian. I wanted to ask you, what is it like to make such an American movie? And you're also become sort of a master of American accents. In this movie, you didn't have to have an American accent, which is interesting. Was that a choice on your part, or?
It was actually Martin's choice, and I went in thinking I was going to be, you know, studying an Ebbing, Missouri accent, and Martin was really adamant about keeping her Australian. I do like what it does geographically for the story. You know, it kind of like, you're like, oh, this could be anywhere in the world. That we're all in this together kind of vibe.
You know,
all the movies that were out this year, besides your own, what movie would you want to be in?
Well, that's a hard one, isn't it? I mean, I do really love Call Me By Your Name. I'm just not sure where the part for me is in there.
Well, that's a good question. If you could have,
exactly.
If you could have been in any other film this year, what would it have been other than Three Billboards? I know that's a tough question.
So, the Phantom Thread, I don't know why, but it just seems like me and the Phantom Thread would just be incredibly different.
I know why, because you've got some killer threads on tonight. We've got to talk about this tuxedo jacket. Yeah. I love a man who can wear color. This is a bold choice. I think you pulled it off. Did you know as soon as you saw it?
I did. And I didn't have much time to make another decision. So this was sort of like it had to work, or it was going to be like a leather jacket or something. But I feel really good in it. I do feel.
Well, you look good. We're going to let you go work that room. Thank you so much for being here.
Nice
Have a wonderful evening.
We're going to go over to Jared. Who do you've got down there, Jared?
Yes, I have Beanie Feldstein from Lady Bird. I love you in this movie so much. What a joy it must have been for you to be on that set.
The dreamiest thing that's ever happened to me. I truly think of my life as like pre-Lady Bird and post-Lady Bird. It feels like a very specific marker on my timeline of my life. It changed my life. It put me on Broadway, and now I'm here. And I mean, I couldn't be more grateful for it on a career level, but also on a personal level. Those people are my family now. Yeah.
Well, and the movie, of course, is also being lauded so much for the behind the scenes. You've got Greta, who wrote and directed a lot of women. It's a very female-centric film, but what's so intriguing is that a lot of men I know who've seen it they can identify as well. They get it. That teenage, those years. Are you hearing that a lot from people?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, I've heard Greta say this before, but the more specific something is, the more universal it ends up being. So you layer in all those really specific details, and then all of a sudden you have something that weirdly relates to people even more. And so it is such a female movie. It's a female story, and the mother-daughter story is the center of it. But every person has a mother, a daughter, a brother, a sister, a friend who has been in that situation or is in that situation. So I think men definitely relate to it, and it's so special to be like, even though Lady Bird's a girl, I feel like that's my relationship with my mom, you know.
You are, of course, in the Best Picture nominee. If you could be in any of the others, which one would you have wanted to be in?
Ooh, that's such a good question. I thought Get Out was incredible, and watching that in a theater was one of my favorite theater-going experiences of my life. So, you know, maybe Allison Williams had a little sister or cousin or something.
There you go. Maybe we can bring that up to someone. Maybe it can happen somewhere else. Yeah. Congratulations, and thank you so much. It's such a pleasure. Yeah, take this all in. Enjoy. Have a great night. Yeah, likewise. JD and Lola, over to you.
Hi there. We're in the Thunderdome. It's very, very loud. Nice to see Beanie Feldstein out there. People might not know, of course, that Beanie is the younger sister of Jonah Hill and a local LA person, a graduate of Harvard Westlake School, a local girl who made good. And she's appearing in MAME. She actually, Hello Dolly. I think I said MAME, which would be incorrect, Twitter.
That's okay.
But anyway,
there are no mistakes on the red carpet.
There's no mistakes. There's only improvisation, as we say.
Love.
So of all the people we've seen thus far, I got to say that Three Billboards cast is just amazing. really fun to see them. We were just hearing about how they all sort of danced and kind of hung out offset. That was a pretty intense movie.
It's interesting because the only other dancer that I want to see tonight is Sam Rockwell. Sam Rockwell is known for his dancing, so if he wins tonight, I'm sure he's going to bust a move up and down that stage. So I'm really excited to see if Sam Rockwell actually wins tonight. Expect some dancing from him too. Not just the 3 billboards, folks, but the whole cast will be joining him.
He is the best dancer I have seen ever in
Really?
Hollywood. Yeah, it's very, very good. Well, that's a bit of an exaggeration. Jared, who's your favorite dancer?
Yeah.
Or what do you have for us down at the other end?
Well, I would break into song, but you probably don't want to hear me sing. That's all right. But these guys know a thing or two about that. Binge Pasek, Justin Paul, they are nominees for the 2nd year in a row here tonight for The Greatest Showman. This Is Me is the song, guys. First of all, congratulations. Second of all, is this a total pinch me moment?
Totally. It would be more of a pinch me moment if you started breaking out in a song.
No.
Seal the deal. That's what everybody here really wants.
Well, I mean, if you guys need me inside for the show, no, you wouldn't want that. But are the rumors true, what I hear, that Kiela may not be able to perform tonight?
That is not true.
Not true as far as we know.
We've heard she is a little sick, a little under the weather.
I think she was a little bit sick this week, but she's look, Kiela Settle is like Broadway royalty. 8 times a week, she shows up and does her thing. I can't imagine a world where she is not on that stage come time for the song.
Exactly. She's a fighter.
Yeah. We were just talking a little bit ago how this movie just seems to keep climbing and going and going. It has kind of defied some not fantastic critical reviews, but audiences have loved this, and so much of it has been because of the music. That's kind of a pretty nice compliment, I would imagine, to hear that your work is boosting this in some unimaginable way, I suppose.
Well, we think that it's the cast. We have an amazing director, and all of these people were so inspiring to us in creating the songs in the first place. Right. And it's also the audience. We've been championed by audiences who are really excited about musicals and really excited about embracing what musicals can do. So we're thrilled that people have found the movie, that they're taking on the songs and making their own versions of them. You go on YouTube and people are embracing the messages of these songs. It's about inclusion and diversity and self-love, and we're really proud to be a part of that.
Yeah, and honestly, if the music is boosting it, we don't sit in a vacuum and make up those songs. We're sitting with the screenwriter, with the director, with the choreographer, creating those song moments all together. So all of their work is baked into our work. That's the great thing about making a musical, is that it's sort of everybody coming together to speak one language for 90 minutes or 2 hours. So it's a celebration of everybody, really.
If you could have written a song for any of this year's Best Picture nominees, what would it have been?
My God.
I mean, it would have been, for me, The Shape of Water, just to challenge, just because for the challenge of it. Yeah. I think whatever I would have come up with for the first draft would have been terrible and unworthy of the film, but it would have just been a great challenge as a songwriter to think, how can I create a crazy moment?
That's what Alexander Desplat did so well also, is giving voice to 2 voiceless characters and figure out what is that musical expression. What the beautiful thing about musicals can do is go inside the head of a character and sing and tell their internal thoughts. So it could be really ripe for musicalization.
About doing it as no, we're not talking about it.
Whoa, big announcement here right now. Shape of Water is becoming a musical. Is that what it? No? Okay.
But it certainly is beautiful.
Yes, it is. And actually, it probably could be a Broadway musical. We'll see. Go talk to Guillermo about that tonight. Find him, talk. Guys, congratulations. Have a great night. Thank you so much. JD and Lola, over to you.
Well, hi, we've got Kristen Anderson Lopez and Robert Lopez, who wrote the song Remember Me from Coco, and they've brought some extras here as well.
It's a real family affair tonight, isn't it?
This is Katie, this is Annie. Hi. We promised them when we were here for Let It Go, they were too little. So we promised when we came back, if we ever came back, that they would be our dates. And here we are tonight, and it's the best way to do this. We're having so much fun.
Yeah. Who has the best mom ever?
They do. We do.
What other movies are you most excited to see? People you're most excited to see besides Coco?
Well, we know we are sitting behind the director of Shape of Water, so we're excited about that. There were so many incredible movies. If we got a chance to talk to Greta Gerwig,
that'd be so cool.
We saw Lady Bird together when she was sick one day, and it was a really wonderful mother-daughter experience.
Yeah, that's a great mother-daughter relationship. You should really emulate that.
Yeah. It's a good talking point. It's a good entry.
Never throw yourself out of a car when it's moving.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure on that
movie.
What did you make of Lady Bird? That's clearly been a huge hit. It's resonated with audiences. What did you make of Lady Bird? Give me your quick review.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was just a really beautiful movie, and I hope it wins Best Picture, personally.
I see you both are wearing Time's Up pins. Why was it important for you to represent for the Time's Up movement today?
Well, we're having a really interesting and important conversation in our society right now. And I feel that the category that we are nominated for tonight is a very interesting one because it is at least 50% diverse. And for the first time in any category I've ever been nominated, it's almost 50-50 for gender representation, meaning it's almost 50-50 men and women nominees. That doesn't often happen, and our category could be one of the first to change the attitudes, and maybe every category will start to look like this.
So we are already seeing immediate effects of the Time's Up movement.
Music always points the way. It's always the most diverse, and it leads the way into a better world because music doesn't have borders.
Music doesn't have borders. I'm going to let you guys go. Have a great time. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, guys. One of the most infectious and
Talk
fun
about
movies
a
of the year.
family
Coco.
affair.
Wonderful. Jared, who do you have at the top of the red carpet?
Well, I have over here the director of Call Me By Your Name, Luca Guadagnino, and his fellow producers, gentlemen and lady. Congratulations on this nomination. Very well deserved. What is it like to be walking this carpet right now?
It's fantastic. It's really, it's kind of easy and it's fun. It's beautiful.
Yes, I think we're enjoying ourselves.
It's a long way from Crema, Italy, but it's pretty amazing to be here.
This film has captured the hearts of so many people who have watched it. There's a very specific sensibility to it, a pacing, a beauty. Would you say this was a difficult film to craft just because of balancing all of that with the kind of story you were telling?
I would say actually the opposite, because the kind of attitude that everybody had from behind the camera and in front of the camera was really organic, and we went through the shooting very smoothly. No, it was really smooth.
Timothy yesterday won Best Actor at the Spirit Awards. Very exciting moment. I think he was very surprised and shocked. Watching that happen, of course, it's not even his first award this award season, but what's that mean for all of you to see that success, that recognition for him?
I think we first met Timmy 3-4 years ago, and we never met anyone else. He was the first person we met, and we knew immediately that he was this character. He was Elio. To see the whole world sort of responding in the way that we all responded has been fantastic.
I mean, Timothy is a force of nature. He's a very committed and serious actor, but he's also able to open up and not put a shield in front of the camera. So this is a testament of the greatness of this young man, and I think we're going to see much more in the future.
I would agree. Congratulations to you all. Have a fantastic night. Good luck. Thank you so much. JD and Lola, over to you.
Well, it was a frenzy. It was so much fun. We will still be here for the remainder of the red carpet. And it was an Oscars to remember, I think. My highlight, I would guess, would be seeing all those 3 Billboards folks and actually just starting to see people roll down the red carpet in such amazing, colorful outfits. This is sort of an optimistic, upbeat Oscars after a kind of heavy award season.
I think it's been an extraordinary evening. It's just getting started. It's going to be a night to remember. I'm so excited to have been here with you. Thank you so much for being the best co-host ever. And let's go toss to Jess. Hey, Jess.
Hey, Jess.
How you doing up there, Jess?
What's going on, Jess?
What's going on,
Back
Jess?
again here with Andrea Leventhal and Sarah Vilkomerson. Andrea, what are you seeing so far that excites you on the red carpet?
Oh my God, Allison Janney. She walked in that gorgeous red Reem Acra, and everybody went wild. She is wearing over 128 carats of diamonds, $4 million.
$128 million. That would be impressive.
And she's sparkling like unbelievable. I'm so excited about
Jane
her.
Fonda looks amazing too, all in white. Just great.
Always looks amazing. Everyone was screaming for her here too.
Sarah, we have gone through all of the big categories tonight. We are predicting who's going to win. And we are now at Best Picture. So let's run through those and make our final gigantic prediction of the night. Call Me By Your Name, that nominated. That's kind of a little movie that came out of nowhere.
It premiered in Sundance last January. It's just the momentum has never stopped for it.
Darkest Hour.
It's like the other half of Dunkirk.
Yeah, it is. It's about the same event.
It is. It's
same
Operation
event as
Dynamo.
Dunkirk. And then Dunkirk, of course, directed by Christopher Nolan, getting his very first Oscar nomination for directing.
And I believe it has 8 nominations overall tonight.
The big success story of the night is this next movie, Get Out.
Yes, it's actually it came out over a year ago.
Yeah.
And it's made $1 billion.
And one of the very few movies to come out really early in the year and then get a bunch of Oscar nominations, the other being Silence of the Lambs.
I know, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Also
another
a horror
thriller.
movie. Yeah.
Lady Bird, 5 nominations. Everybody loves this movie.
I also like that both Lady Bird and Get Out, it's their first movie. It's their debut films from those filmmakers.
Greta Gerwig and Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
Jordan Peele for Get Out has the trifecta. Nominated for screenplay as director and Best Picture as producer, which is really rare and the first African American to get that honor.
Only a third person overall.
The other 2 were
James L. Brooks for Terms of Endearment
and Warren Beatty for Heaven Can Wait.
That's right.
I don't know why it's my favorite fact. I just keep repeating it.
Good.
All right, Phantom Thread, kind of a surprise because it did really well in the Oscar nominations, but not as well during the earlier Guild Awards.
Yeah, it snuck in there. I think probably because it's Daniel Day-Lewis's last movie. There's a lot of momentum for that.
All right, we've got 20 seconds left. We've got The Post. We've got The Shape of Water. We've got 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. Who's going to win? Prediction, go.
3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri.
All right, it's a very tight race, though. All right, this has been Red Carpet Live, brought to you by Farmers Insurance. Thank you, People fans. Thank you, Lola and JD and Jared, for coming, and have a great time watching the Oscars tonight.